Good evening, everybody. Today we'll solve English question paper of December 2025 RIMC, and it will be a detailed, solution of English question paper. And I also want you to ask your queries while the live session is on. So I welcome you on board in today's class of RIMC English question paper. I hope you will find this an insightful session, and you will gain a lot of knowledge about the type of question paper which is made there. So we'll begin in a while. In the meantime, I request you all to join DOA, Defense Officers Academy, Dehradun, if you are willing to appear in RMS, SAINIK School and RIMC. Okay, so before we try to solve the question paper, I would like to take you to some of the instructions which need to be kept in mind. Questions have to be attempted serially. Okay. Leave 3 line space gap after completing every question. Question number has to be written clearly on the left side of the answer sheets. And very, very important, do not indicate, write, convey your name, any identification mark anywhere on the answer sheet except the index slip. This will lead to disqualification. So these are some of the guidelines that we all need to tell you, and you have to keep that in mind. So let's move on to the reading part. Okay, so I'm reading the entire text for your benefit. In the evening, usually many friends came to visit father, and he would relax after the tension of the day, and the house would resound with his tremendous laughter. His laugh became famous in Allahabad. Sometimes I would peep at him and his friends from behind a curtain, trying to make out what these great big people said to each other. If I was caught in the act, I would be dragged out and, rather frightened, made to sit for a while on father's knee. I admired father tremendously. He seemed to me the embodiment of strength, courage and cleverness, far above all the other men I saw. And I treasured the hope that when I grew up, I would be rather like him. But much as I admired him and loved him, I feared him also. His temper was indeed an awful thing, and even in after years, I don't think I ever came across anything to match it in its own line. But fortunately, he had a strong sense of humor also and an iron will. And he could, as a ruler, control himself. As he grew older, his power of control grew, and it was very rare for him to indulge in anything like his old temper. One of my earliest recollections is of this temper, for I was the victim of it. I must have been about 5 or 6 then. I noticed one day 2 fountain pens on his office table, and I looked at them with greed. I argued with myself that father could not require both at the same time, and so I helped myself to one of them. Later, I found that a mighty search was being made for the lost pen, and I grew frightened at what I had done. But I did not confess. The pen was discovered, and my guilt proclaimed to the world. Father was very angry, and he gave me a tremendous thrashing. I don't remember bearing any ill will towards my father because of this punishment. I think I must have felt that it was a just punishment, though perhaps overdone. But though my admiration and affection for him remained as strong as ever, fear formed a part of them. Not so with my mother. I had no fear, for I tried to dominate over her a little. I saw much more of her than I did of my father, and she seemed nearer to me, so I would confide in her when I would not dream of doing so to father. She was polite and short of stature, and soon I was almost as tall as she was and felt more of an equal with her. I admired her beauty and loved her amazingly small and beautiful hands and feet. Now I think we read the entire text. I want everybody to look at the questions, and I would also like to see your answers if you are there. Okay, so let's come to the first question. Jawaharlal Nehru as a child would peep at his father and his friends from behind the curtain too. The first is hear their conversation. Number 2, enjoy their conversation. Number 3, pass his leisure time. Look at them. If you look at the options, you will see pass his leisure time can be completely ruled out. Look at them can be completely ruled out. And then we have hear their conversation and enjoy their conversation. I would like to see if you can share your answers with me. What should be the appropriate answer of this question? So the most probable answer that you should go for is hear their conversation. A should be there because he would peep, and if you look at the text itself, you will come to know this. Can we drag it down? Little bit up. Okay, fine, that's okay. Thank you. Now let's look at number B question. What was an awful characteristic in Nehru's father? Options are his extrovert nature. Number 2, his fleeting mood. Number C or third, his foodie habit. Number D, his angry nature. So if you look at all the options, you will see that his extrovert nature, the meaning is he was very outgoing. Okay, he was not introvert, he was extrovert, so we cannot consider it as correct. His fleeting mood, okay, his foodie habit, it is not given anywhere. We can go with option number 4, his angry nature. Okay, let's move to the next one. The author was tempted to see. Let's see the options. The first is pencil boxes, second is storybooks, number third is fountain pens, and number 4 is paper flowers. So I think one option which is very much is probable is fountain pens. That is what prompted him to become tempted by fountain pens when he saw there. Okay, question number D. Why does the author mean, it should be what does the author mean when he says my guilt proclaimed to the world? Let's look at the options. His guilt became public. Number 2, his guilt remained hidden. C, everyone talked about his mistake. He admitted his guilt. So over here, his guilt became public. What is the meaning? That it became very obvious to everybody. That is the meaning. So we should go with option A. Rather, his guilt remained hidden. It was not hidden. Okay, everyone talked about his mistake. He admitted his guilt. Rest of the options are ruled out. Okay, let's move on to the next question that we have. Which punishment does Jawaharlal Nehru talk about? So Jawaharlal Nehru ji in the given text talks about punishment. So which punishment is he talking about? Okay. I think let's look at this. If you look at this line, the pen was discovered and my guilt proclaimed to the world. So father was very angry and he gave me a tremendous thrashing. So this tremendous thrashing is what Jawaharlal Nehru is talking about. So we can talk, which punishment does Jawaharlal Nehru talk about? Jawaharlal Nehru talk about the punishment of thrashing, tremendous thrashing. That is what we should look at. So 2 marks question. How does Nehru describe his mother? So one can see that Jawaharlal Nehru describes his mother opposite to his father. What does he talk about? That excessive loving, gentle, polite. That is how he talks about his father, right? And whom he could confide. He could share all his secrets with his mother. That is what he talks about. I think that's right. Let's look at some of the word meanings. Give one word meaning or short phrase for the following words as in the passage. I would like to see your comments if you are there. The first word is frightened. The one short word can be terrified. Terrified. Now there is another word that is confide in. I wish to see. Confide means trust, or share the secrets. Now another word, proclaimed, given in paragraph number 3. Proclaim means to announce something. So they are very simple things to understand. Now let's look at the last question of this passage that we have. The author's father's power of speech, memory, endurance, I think self-control grew with his growing age. Please see this one. Okay. Oh, can we have a little bit up? Little bit. Okay. Fine. Little bit more. Okay, keep it down. Okay. Okay, that's okay. This is not working. Okay. Can we drag it up? Okay. Let's look at the other paragraph. We have a poem. Okay. Question number 2. Read the poem carefully and answer the questions that follow. Talent may shine like a star in the night, a gift from the heavens burning bright. But passion like fire is a force untamed. It pushes us forward, unafraid and unashamed. Talent can sleep when the winds are calm, but passion awakens a constant psalm. It fuels the journey no matter the cost, turning each setback into a gain never lost. So choose passion over the gift you are born. For in its warmth, new paths are adorned. Talent may start the race, but passions the sky to unlock doors to your fullest destiny. So as you read the poem, you will understand that the poet is talking about talent and passion, and he admires passion a lot. He gives more emphasis to passion, because we all are born with talent. We all have And what the poet wishes us to do? He wants us to awaken our passions, to grow in life. So much so that the poet says that we should choose passion over gift that we are born with. So what gift we are born with? We are born with a gift of talent. Okay, so that is what it means. Let's look at some of the questions. Let's look at some of the questions. Okay. What does the talent represent in the poem? A gift from others? Of course, it cannot be. Number 2, a consistent drive. A consistent drive is actually a passion. Okay. Talent. The writer is asking about the talent. A failure cannot be. So a natural skill or ability is what the writer is talking about. The talent. Let's move to the next one. How is passion described in the poem? Okay. As a temporary feeling. Number 2, as a force that is untamed and unstoppable. Number 3, as a quiet emotion. And number 4, as a fleeting moment. What do you think? We can of course conclude that he talks about the passion as a force that is untamed and unstoppable. And he also requests us to nurture it, to be successful in life. What happens when talent sleeps? Passion remains dormant, talent shines brighter, passion awakens, passion disappears. What does he mean when he says the passion remains dormant? Okay, he wants to say what happens when talent sleeps, meaning when the passion takes over. So passion remains dormant cannot be, talent shines brighter, passion awakens, or passion disappears. I want to see your comments on this. So naturally passion awakens could be the very much probable answer. Let's move to the next part. Number D. What is the central theme of the poem? The importance of talent over passion? Of course not, because the writer is saying that we all have the natural ability, but then he talks about the passion and he says that passion should be emphasized more. So it cannot be. Number 2, the power of passion over talent. The role of luck in success. He doesn't talk about the role of luck. He talks about the two important things, that is the talent and passion. And number 4, the necessity of hard work alone. He doesn't talk about that. So the writer talks about the power of passion over talent, which could be the correct answer to this one. Okay, Let's move to the next question. Number E. I'm so glad to see some of the comments that, I'm so excited. Jai Hind, Ansh Agarwal is very much there, and I wish to say Jai Hind to all of you. Ansh Agarwal, if you are hearing me, okay, I salute you. So I think your answers are very much right. You will do well. Okay, good to hear. Okay, let's move on to the next one. What does the poet suggest about setbacks? Does he say that they are permanent? Of course not. They will stop progress? It doesn't talk about that. They can be turned into gains with passion, and they only affect talents. So he doesn't talk about option 1, 3 and 4. They can be turned into gains with passion. So that is the right one. Okay, let's move to number F part. What is the meaning of the word untamed? Quite important. Option A says happy, B uncontrolled, C or third normal, and D is destructive. Untamed means which is uncontrolled, is what is the right one. Let's go to number G. What is the poet's view on, just give me 1 second. Not working. Okay. Let's look at number G. What is the poet's view on the relationship between talent and passion? Talent is more important than passion. Talent and passion are equally important. Passion is more important than talent, and talent and passion cannot coexist. I want to see your comments. We can of course go with the option third. Passion is more important than talent. Okay, let's move to number H. What does the poet mean by unlock the doors to your fullest destiny? Talent can open all doors. Passion leads to the realization of one's potential. Talent will lead to success automatically. Passion hinders success. I wish to see the comments. Passion leads to the realization of one's potential. Okay, let's move to the next one. What is the metaphor used to describe passion in the poem? Okay, let's look at some of the options that we have, then we'll talk about what is metaphor. A flame that consumes everything. Number 2, a constant psalm or song. It's psalm. Psalm is a sacred song. Number 3, a fleeting breeze. And number 4, a solid rock. Ansh Agarwal is there. Okay, good. So, first of all, let's talk about metaphor. Metaphor is the comparison about two things without using as or like. Okay. So, if you look at the poem very carefully, you will come to know that the poet talks about a constant psalm or song. So, he is using the metaphor. He is comparing the passion with a song, like a sacred song. I hope you are there with me. Let's move to number J. Which of the following lines reflects the role of passion in overcoming challenges? Talent may shine like a star in the night. Okay. It fuels the journey no matter the cost, but passion awakens a constant psalm, turning each setback into a gain never lost. May I see the comments? Ansh is there. So the correct option will be turning each setback into a gain never lost, which is already given in the last line. Okay. Please see this one. In fact, in the second stanza, turning each setback into a gain never lost. It fuels the journey. Okay. He is talking about the passion. I hope you are clear about that. Okay, let's look at another poem that we have. Read the poem and answer the following questions. The voice of nature. The morning sun climbs through the mist and paints the hills with golden twists. The river hums a gentle song, it guides the weary hearts along. The trees stand tall, their branches wide, with secrets that breeze hide. Each leaf that flutters, green and small, whispers of peace to one and all. The night then comes with silver light, the stars awake to guard the night. The moon reflects a quiet grace, a tender smile on nature's face. So beautiful. Okay, let's move on. Okay. The night then comes with silver light, the stars awake to guard the night, the moon reflects a quiet grace, a tender smile on nature's face. Oh, listen well, both near and far, to earth, to sky, to stream, to star, for every voice in nature's part speaks softly to the human heart. Let's look at some of the questions I wish to see. Thank you. If you can answer it, because it's not. Okay. Let's look at the first question. What does the river do in the poem? What does the river do in the poem? Okay. The river hums a song. Okay, a gentle song, and guides weary hearts. So it's very much clear from the text itself. We can see. Can we have the poem? Okay. Okay. The morning sun climbs through the mist and paints the hills with golden twist. The river hums a gentle song. So answer is right there. The river hums a gentle song, and it guides the very hearts. What is the meaning? What is very hearts? Very is somebody who is very tired, and hearts here actually refers to the the human beings. That is the meaning. Okay, let's look at number 2. What do the trees hide according to the poet? What do the tree hides? The tree hides the secret that breeds carry. Okay. So I think that is then. What does the moon symbolize in the poem? What is the moon symbol of? The moon symbolizes quiet grace and tender smile on nature's face. D. Which natural element is described as guarding the night? Important one. Of course, the stars. If you look at the poem, you will come to know there. Here it is clearly mentioned, the stars awake to guard the night. So that is what it means. What is the central idea of the poem? What is the central idea of the poem? Central idea is very clear that nature is very powerful, and we have many elements of nature like the sun, the stars, and they give permanent beauty to us, which makes us happy. This is what is the central idea. You may share more if you want to. I wish to see some of them. Ansh Agarwal is there. Happy to see. And nature can pass on its message through different elements which are the part of the nature, like the rivers, the stars, the clouds, the sun. That is what it means. So you can write accordingly the central idea. I think we need to move on with the another section. Can we have the screen? So central idea can be written. Okay. Okay, section. Okay, this is there. Tired or worn out, very. Synonym? It's already given there. Very hard, he says. Light mist or fog. I think mist is only given over there. This is what it is there. Use the word flutter. Form up the poem in your own sentence. If you can share some sentence. The leaves began to flutter in the evening breeze. Okay, so you can use this word flutter in many ways. According to the poet, how does nature speak to humans? Nature speaks through different elements which are present in the nature, like the rivers, the stars, the suns. So you may write it. Okay. Let's move to the writing part of this session. Okay, I wish to welcome Manish, who talks about many other things. Okay, and I wish to really welcome those who have joined in just now. Okay, let's move on to writing part. You are Mohan Sharma, a resident of South Delhi. Write a letter to your former music teacher telling her how many lessons of life he learned from her are helping him overcome many difficulties in his new school. Also tell her how music is making him lead a better life. So, of course, what kind of letter are you going to write? You can write informal letter. And in letter writing skills, one thing is very, very prominent that we all need to understand is that, there is no mention of the recipient's address over there. Also, the address line should not be punctuated. So that is what you can do. So you will see a resident of South Delhi, you may write any, I would say the imaginary address referring to Delhi. And then you can, you also need not to write the subject line as well. And you can, mention your gratitude towards your music teacher who has, taught so much to you. It is not only the music, but the life's lesson that you have learned from him or her, and can also mention how it motivated you. Okay, so it may be, something very burning, deep desire in you that has been, awakened by any individual. So, of course, here it is your teacher. So, this is how you can write. Then similarly, when you close down your letter, closing subscription can be yours lovingly, okay, yours faithfully. You can also write. Let's move to question number 5th one. Plastic is widely used in our daily life, but it has become a major threat to the environment. It pollutes land and water, harms animals, and does not decompose for years. As Rohan 𝑂𝑝𝑒𝑛, a student of class 7, write an article for your school magazine on the above mentioned problems in about 120 to 150 words. Give a heading also. So, while writing articles, it is very important to give the title for the article writing, which is very, very great thing. A one-liner article, not 2 to 3 lines, in one line only. And then you can write by. By means the person who is writing the article. And then you can of course talk about, what is causing threat to the environment. So there are many factors which are causing threat to the environment, to the air, water, even the land. You can refer to it, and how it harms the animals. Okay, and here we are talking about basically the plastics, the harmful effects on our earth. So you can mention them. So that is a very simple thing. You may write, you may suggest some of the solutions in your article writing. Okay, let's move to question number 6. Write a paragraph each on one of the following topics in about 120 words. Very, very important. But here I wish to have a dialogue with you all regarding, paragraph writing, which is a great skill that we all need to acquire. Just 1 second. Okay, Ansh Agarwal writes, very, very great. He has shared one of the poems answer here. The leaves were fluttering during storm. Great, very, very well done. Then he has mentioned about, some of the environmental hazards. He talked about vehicular emissions, deforestations are some examples. Ansh, I really appreciate your efforts. Thank you for sharing your thoughts today with us. Okay, so paragraph writing. So there are few key things that we all need to keep in mind. One is called the topic sentence. Topic sentence speaks about the main theme of the paragraph. So whenever you write a paragraph, it is very, very important to write a topic sentence. This is statement number 1. So suppose if you see, the first topic is one must create one's opportunity. So how you can refer the topic sentence? You can talk about it briefly. For example, it is not our circumstances, it is not our external environment which creates our destiny. It is realizing one's potential. It is realizing that we all have certain skills to excel in life. Okay, that is how we can create opportunity for ourselves, rather stepping back, not taking any proactive move in life. So your topic sentence should always define your paragraph. This is how you can do it. Then comes the supporting evidence. You can give an example of certain, great personalities, maybe the APJ Abdul Kalam. You can talk about, many personalities from different walks of life who have created their own opportunities, rather depending on the external circumstances. So in the supporting evidence, you can always support your main theme, the topic sentence, with your with examples, even some quotations. That's how you write. And the third part of the paragraph writing is the concluding statement, that you will restate your main theme and then you can conclude your paragraph. So that is how you can write. So I have already spoken about one must create one's opportunity. Everybody is understood. Parents must not pamper their children. So that is equally, very important. Because what will happen? You will not be able to face the challenges of life. You will always be depending on certain external factors. However, we need to rely on ourselves. We need to become self-sufficient. We need to realize our potential. That is the meaning. Failure is not a curse. Who doesn't fail in the journey of life? Who doesn't fail? But failure is not the end. It is the beginning of something new. And if you see the successful people, they will realize that they have never given their hopes. They continue to work harder. So that's how you can build on your topic sentence, then you can give some examples and illustrations and make your paragraph writing more appealing to the readers. Let's move on to question number 7. Can we have 7? Okay, thank you. Please see this one. Look at the picture given below and write a story in about 150 words. So it's a very simple thing to understand that whenever you find any picture composition, we need to look at both the pictures. On one side, you see that one person, the character, is rejoicing his success. On the other hand, you will see the character is being made fun by the other character. So you can always start with, your character in the story by looking at the picture, and then you can add what led to this situation over here in the story and what finally has happened. So as you can see the story, a match must be played, okay, and one person wins the match, others are making fun. What is the point? It is not a good idea to make fun of others. Instead, it is good to motivate others. That is how you become successful. You should become a partner in others' success. So it's a very simple thing. We'll be moving towards the grammar part where I'm really interested. Can we see the grammar part? Ansh Agarwal. Ansh writes about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Mary Kom. They all are the examples from different walks of life who have made, mark in others' life. Okay, let's look at some of the grammar questions I'll be discussing with you. Let's look at rewrite the sentences by following the instructions or hints within the brackets. Yes, my dear friends, if you are there, I want to see your responses. If you are there, okay. Let me see. Let's look at number 1. No soon did Aarti see the thief, she went into action. And we have to begin with hardly. So first of all, there is one correction that I wish to make, is that it's written soon. So it never starts with no soon. It is in fact no sooner. No sooner. So we'll begin from hardly. Okay. Let's see this one. Live chat. Hardly had Aarti seen the thief. Who writes this one? Ansh Agarwal is there, I guess. Hardly had Aarti seen the thief when she went into action. So that is right. Very much true. Hardly had Aarti seen the thief when she went into action. So that is very much true. Health is very important. It must not be neglected. We have to combine both these sentences, but we don't have to use and or but. Okay. Health is very important, so it must not be neglected. So this is how you can combine. Any other comments or any other idea? Okay. Health is very important, so it should not be neglected. Yes, I think Ansh at the rate of 993, must not instead of should not. Okay. Yes, Ansh, it can of course be there, and you can let me know where are you from and what are you preparing for. Have you appeared for uh, December month's RIMC? Will be happy to interact with you. Oh, I think Ansh was here. Great, great, great. Okay, let's move to the next one. Why waste time in doing useless things? We have to make it into affirmative sentence. It is useless to waste time in doing useless things. Number D. Rita said to Kanta, I am going to office. Where are you going now? Change it into indirect speech. Okay. So Rita told Kanta that she was going to office and asked where she was going then. So you will change accordingly, the other parts of the sentence. Number E. His own brother deceived him. It was his only disappointment, combined to form a complex sentence. Let me see. I have appeared in IMC December. Okay, sir, Dehradun. Yes, I think great. His only disappointment was that his own brother deceived him. Number next. He was poor and so he could not continue his studies. Any other? Being poor, he could not continue his studies. No other English poet is as profound as Keats in English literature. We have to change it into superlative degree. No other English poet is as profound as Keats in English literature. Let me see. Keats is the most profound English poet in English literature. So we can easily make it a superlative degree. Quite important. Next one is, she would have finished her work by 4. Passive voice. She would have finished her work by 4. Her work would have been finished by 4 by her. I think there is no question of doubt. Okay, Keats is the most profound English poet in English literature. His only disappointment was that his own brother deceived him. Oh, great, Ansh. Okay. Okay. Can we see the next one, please? Let's move to the next one. I. Only Modi could bring the BJP into power. We have to transform it into a negative sentence. Only Modi could bring the BJP into power. None but Modi could bring the BJP into power. That's how we can change it. He told me that he had told the story the previous month. Okay. He said to me. So how will change it? He said to me. He said to me. Therefore, said to me can be changed to told. Now the inside part. I told the story last month. The story last month. That is what its direct speech will be. Okay, let's move to the next part. Question number 9. The following passage, can we have up? The following passage has not been edited. There is an error in each line. Write the incorrect word, error, and the correction. The correct word shown below. Shown below. Okay. I was really worried at tricky this time. At tricky. Wrongly used. What could be the correct one? I was really worried. Any comments? Live chat. Okay, I was really worried at is wrong. About, it should be. I was really worried about tricky this time. I had pulled on my ear, it's written. I had pulled on my, it's not ear, I think it's car. Okay, so there is a little change here. Up, it's pulled up actually. It's pulled on is wrong. This one is wrong. And pulled up. Pulled up. I had pulled up my car. So this expression means what? To cause a car to stop. To cause a car to stop. What is the meaning? I have pulled up my car. When I saw him at the street, when I saw him at the streets with his mistress. What is the mistake? At is wrong here. On the streets, not at the street. On the streets with his mistress. I was shocked, not on his appearance, at his appearance. His eyes bloodshot, staring straight ahead, and his tongue rolled for is wrong from his jaws. That is how it should be there. Let's move to the next one. Number 10. Rearrange the words and phrases given below to form meaningful and grammatically correct sentences. The leaden had snapped hard into two. Okay. The leaden heart okay, had snapped right in two. The leaden heart had snapped right in two. Okay. Now what is the meaning of leaden heart? A heavy heart. A heart filled with lot of disappointment, with distress, the sorrow heart. So the leaden heart had snapped right in two. Number next one. B was a dreadfully, certainly. It's not hard frost, it's a hard frost. Okay. So there is one correction. Certainly it was a dreadfully hard frost. Certainly it was a dreadfully hard frost. Okay, the disciple but the Guru's wisdom would not listen to. But the disciple would not listen to the Guru's wisdom. That is how we can do it. Okay. Rain filled, heavy and incessant the darkness. Heavy incessant rain filled the darkness. Number D. Number E. Themselves made fools of certainly the boys. Certainly the boys made fools of themselves. Certainly the boys made fools of themselves. That is how it must be done. Okay. Let's look at next one. Choose the meaning of the following phrases from the given options to drive home. The meaning of drive home is to emphasize. To emphasize something, emphasize means to give a thrust on something, to make a point even stronger. That is what the meaning is. Die in harness. The meaning is to die while in service or actively working. Can we have the screen up, please? Thank you. Hit the hay. To go to bed or go to sleep is the meaning. I wish to see the okay. Okay, absolutely great. Feather his nest. Feather his nest mean provide for his own needs. Turn turtle. Turn over. Can we see now question number 5? So here, number 1, fill in the blanks with suitable forms of verbs given in the bracket. I will meet you again next Monday, because it talks about next Monday means something which will happen in the future. We can understand that will be there. Number next, we hoped, the past tense sentence, that he would visit us. Okay, we'll meet. Okay, somebody is there with us. I wish to welcome him. Binu Joshi is there. Okay, I welcome you all. If I read the name wrongly, please excuse me. Okay. Number next, I should thank him for what he has done for me. So has done will be the right one. Number D, I dash not see her since we left. Okay. I have not seen her. I have not seen her since we left. People were go to pull down the statue. People were going to pull down. People were going to pull down the statue. Pull down statue means to bring down the statue. That is what the meaning. May I see some? Okay, let me see who else is there. Have not seen. Very good. Binu Joshi with the name 4444. And Ansh is of course there since the beginning. I really, say thank you to them. Those who are there with Defense Officers Academy. Okay. Okay, very good. Let's move to the next one. Fill in the blanks with appropriate option. He insisted he insisted. I wish to see those who are there. I can see a grammar enthusiast today with me, and I wish to see them. If you can. Sir, I am Atharv. Okay. What's your full name? Atharv. Okay. On, he says, okay, he insisted on, exactly true, not in, not for. The manager congratulated her. Number next one is on winning the award? Atharv Joshi. Atharv, do we know each other? I don't know. Okay. Number next, she was accused of stealing the money. We rely on. The children were excited, okay, for about. The children were excited about going to the zoo. Okay. I think that's okay. Number 14 is there. Choose the model to fill in the blank. Okay, I wish to see your comments. Okay, let me have a look at it. Okay, great. Atharv, really wonderful. Rohit finished his homework before going out to play. Okay. May, might, could, should. May is used for possibility. May and might. May for the strong possibility. Might can be used for the past form and even lesser possibility. And could is sometimes used for permission also. Multiple uses. Rohit should finish. So I think this is what it must be there. Rohit should finish his homework before going out to play. Let's move to number 2. If you want to stay healthy, a very strong suggestion or advice. So I think must will be there. You be tired after such a long journey, why don't you rest? Okay. So here it's a kind of advice only. If you can share. You must be tired. Number D, if it rains tomorrow, the match might be cancelled. There is strong possibility. He solved this problem easily. So I think he can solve the problem. He might, could, cannot come together is wrong. Will, can, cannot come, must, can. So he can solve the problem easily. So I think we are coming towards the last part of the question paper. I wish to see your comments. The postman delivered the letter. So what will happen in the passive voice? The letter was delivered by the postman. The letter was delivered by the postman. How come? In the active voice, the subject is given the prominence, and in the passive voice, the object becomes the subject. This is what happens. The tea is drunk by many people in India. Many people drink tea in India. Drink tea in India. Rohan is cleaning the classroom. The classroom is being cleaned by Rohan. The classroom is being cleaned by Rohan. The story had been written by Premchand. Important one. Premchand had written the story. Premchand had written the story. No. The government is building a new hospital. A new hospital is being built by the government. So that brings us to the So I hope you must have done well in your exam, and of course in the future also, if you would like any clarification with regard to RMS, SAINIK School and RIMC, Defense Officers Academy is right place for you to come and to share your thoughts with us. So I wish you all the good luck for your future exams. So I sign off and we'll meet soon. Thank you everyone. Good luck.